In lesson 6, we want to work on modeling our linear functions again. A water tank is being filled by pumps at a constant rate. The volume of the water in the tank, V, in gallons, I don't know what happened there, is given by the equation V of t equals 65t plus 280, where t is the time in minutes the pump has been on. At what rate in gallons per minute is the water being pumped into the tank? So when they say rate, they're talking about our slope. Our slope is that number that's always attached to the letter, which in this case is our 65. So 65 gallons per minute are going into the tank. How many gallons were in the tank when the pump is turned on? In other words, that's our starting point, which our starting point is always our y-intercept, which in this case was 280 gallons. What is the volume in the tank after 2 hours of the pump running? Well, after 2 hours means we're going to go V of 2 equals 65 times 2 plus 280. And this is something that you can just throw into your calculator, or you could do it by hand, it's up to you. So 65 times 2 is 130 plus 280. So then V of 2 is going to equal 410 gallons after 2 minutes. Delaney wants to memorize the names of all 45 presidents. On day 1, I'm going to underline that because that's going to be important. Delaney has the first 10 presidents memorized. Delaney plans to memorize 3 additional presidents every day. Write an equation to represent P of D, the number of presidents Delaney has memorized after a given number of days. How many days will it take for her to memorize the first 24? So the first thing is we always need to establish our slope and our y-intercept. So our slope is going to be what she's trying to do every day. So in this case, she wants to do 3 additional presidents every day. So our slope is going to be 3. Our y-intercept is the fact that she has, I underlined it in green already, she has 10 presidents memorized on the first day. So our y-intercept is 10. Now as we go to write our equation, we have to be very, very careful. P of D equals, she's going to do 3 presidents every day. Now here's the problem. We can't just make it 3D because we are starting on day 1. So therefore, we do not start counting those 3 additional presidents until the second day. So in that case, we're going to have to do D minus 1 in our parentheses. All right, and again, the reason for that is you don't count 3 additional presidents until day 2. So whenever you don't start counting until day 2, you're going to use that 3 and then D minus 1. Then we'll be plus our y-intercept, which is 10. So that's how we've got this started off. Our equation P of D equals 3 parentheses D minus 1 plus 10. For our last piece now, they want to know how many days will it take for her to memorize the first 21 presidents. So if we want to solve for D, that means we need to plug our 21 in for P of D. So equals 3 D minus 1 plus 10. Now there's a couple different ways you can go about this. I'm going to start by subtracting the 10 on both sides. Gives me 11 equals 3 D minus 1. Now you can choose to distribute, you can choose to divide by 3. I'm going to distribute here to keep things a little bit more like what I believe they're going to look like. So plus 3 gives us 14 equals 3D. We'll divide both sides by 3. And you get a decimal here, you end up with 4.66. And that's all repeating. So you obviously, she doesn't learn the exact number through 0.66 of a day. So therefore, we're going to have to round up, and it's going to take her 5 days to memorize the first 21 presidents because we don't account for the 0.66. 4 days is not enough, so therefore we have to round up to 5 days. And then the last one, the owner of a small computer repair business has 1 employee who is paid an hourly rate of $22. The owner estimates his weekly profit using the function p of x equals 8600 minus 22x, where p of x represents the profit earned after x weeks. State the meaning of the slope and the y-intercept. So our slope right here, the negative 22, is the hourly rate paid to that one employee based on X hours that he has worked. So $22 an hour times the number of hours that he's going to work is going to be the hour, or they're going to be the total amount of money that he is going to pay the employee. And the y-intercept, that's our 8600. So our 8600 is going to represent the total profit before the employee is paid. So it's kind of like our starting or our initial profit before we take out all of our extra expenses, which in this case it's just that employee. So the slope is the 22, that's the hourly rate paid to the employee, and the 8600 represents the total profit before the employee is paid.